this is Chuck Worley with the 757 House Whisperers Show. Just wanted to welcome you back to the show. Wanted to remind you of our special hosts, Justin with Pyramid Roofing, Mike Davenport with CVP Custom Vinyl Product. He does all of our windows. Tommy Hines, the perfect home remedy guy. He's our money guy. Albin and Albin Co. Room remodeling, new construction. And then, of course, our Miss Sindi Rowell with Atlantic. Where the hell did that come from? Alpha Pest Solutions. I don't know. I thought the L was a T. I can't spell. Did I mention I'm dyslexic?
No,
So,
I know
yeah. So,
I know you.
Alpha Pest Solutions. It's just me and her tonight. So we've got some rodent questions. So it looks like we got Jim over in Gloucester Point. You got a rodent problem in Gloucester.
That's correct.
So tell us about that.
Well, I saw. I wasn't sure what it was, but I saw this animal out picking leaves off of an area near my line. Is in the middle of the day, picking leaves off the foliage off the vines, and it went back in, and I started reading about it, and I understand those animals are basically nocturnal, but I saw it in the daytime, and so did another friend about 2:00 in the afternoon. So we've tried.
Was it a rat?
Pardon me?
Was it a rat? So you saw it. So do you know what it was?
No, I thought it was a groundhog first.
Okay.
It's much bigger than a rat.
Bigger. Okay.
And bigger than the groundhog, bigger than the squirrel. I thought it was a squirrel first, but no furry tail. Then I did not have my field glasses with me, so I didn't get a good view. And I've since got my field glasses out, but I have not seen it since then. Another friend was here. He saw it about 2:00 in the afternoon, and he confirmed it was. He thought it was a groundhog first of all too, but it is not.
Any chance of it being a rabbit?
No.
They're similar in
No,
color.
We know rabbits, and both of us know rabbits pretty well. It's not that.
All right. Do you have any of their droppings around? Because we can do an identification based upon the droppings if you have them.
I do not have any droppings.
Okay. Well, let's do this, Jim. Let's do this, Jim. If you see them again, get a plastic baggie, gather them up for me. I'm happy to come take a look at that. There's no charge for me to come look, and we're happy to come out there, take a look, see what you got going on, and then make recommendations for treatment or removal depending upon what you've got.
Okay, let me play that back to you. Try to get some droppings where I've seen it, put it in a plastic bag, call you, you'll come out with no charge, identify what it is from the droppings, and recommend what I do next.
Exactly. That's exactly correct. And we're happy to do that, for termites or fungus or whatever you've got going on. All my inspections are free, everybody out there. So if you've got something going on, call in. Let's talk about what you've got. Let's get one of my good people, and we're a family owned and operated company. So you'll see somebody in my family out there or me myself, and we'll come out. You'll figure out what you got going on, make the recommendations. There's no charge unless we actually do the work for you.
Okay. What's the name of your company?
It's Alpha, so like an alpha female, Alpha Pest Solutions. And my name is Sindi. I'm the owner of the company.
Okay, Sindi. Well, I appreciate it. Now I'll look for some droppings, and hopefully I can find some, bang them up, and give you a call back.
So you want to take a shot at any of the trivia questions?
No, I don't think so.
Come on. What year was Apollo 11 landing?
Take a guess.
engineer retired, and embarrassingly, I can't tell you because all
Because
that
nobody's called in to
blowing on my
try, so
brain.
no embarrassment here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate you calling in, Jim.
And give us a call. We'd love to earn your business.
Cindy, why
Okay.
don't you take a few minutes and kind of tell about, thank you, Jim. Why don't you kind of tell them about your family business?
Yeah, it's family business. Started the business almost 15 years ago because there was a man who told me I couldn't do it. So,
Oh, wow.
so you know how that works for me. I'm going to prove to you how I can do it in 10 different ways and how I can do it better than a man. So, so that's what started me. God blessed me with 5 sons. I have 4 daughter-in-laws. I have 13 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. So at any given time, one of my sons is an electrician. One son does HVAC. One does, he's a welder. So at any given time, one or more of my sons might be doing some things for me. I've got one that does my inspections. I've got a daughter-in-law that does pest control for me. So we're completely family owned and operated. I am the mom. So the buck stops right here. So if something is a problem, there's something doesn't go your way, you can always call me and I will take care of that. We do everything from termites to fungus to moisture barriers to inspections for real estate. So if you're buying or selling a home or getting ready to do that, we're happy to come out. We'll give you an inspection at no charge to make sure you know what's happening with your home prior to putting it up for sale. So if you've got some things you need to do, then we can work around, find you the best people to do it for the best price so that you're not, sitting 2 days before closing and somebody looks at you and says, now you need $10,000 to fix your house. So get this stuff done ahead of time and it saves you money in the long run. Also the company that if we see something underneath your house when it's going on. So if I go under and I see leaking ductwork or something like that, I give Chuck a call. Chuck, right, leaking pipes. If someone's got a bathroom leak or something like that, I am the company that will tell you everything that I see that's going on under your home so that you can get ahead of it. And so you're not looking at a big repair bill down the road because it wasn't addressed when it happened.
Well, it's cheaper to fix
exactly
a repair than it is a
once you've
full
got,
installation.
right. Once you've got all kinds of wood damage and everything because it was left unfixed for, years.
And the rule is wood just doesn't go bad. It gets wet and then goes bad.
Right.
So,
right.
Well, tell them about the house that talked to you this week.
We did probably, my daughter and I are usually together when we do things. And yesterday we did 7 inspections yesterday. That's a lot for one day, but, and a good deal of them were Ocean View over in Norfolk. So you expect to find some things there anyways, but moisture issues, absolutely. And so we opened up the crawl space door and I opened up this crawl space door and there's stuff everywhere. And I'm just not really unusual, but I stick my head in a little bit and I turn it to the right and about 4 floor joists in, there's a great big help sign on a floor joist. Like that house actually did cry for help. And there was one right beside it.
They wrote it out to you.
Yes. And even, it was in white chalk or crayon, whatever they had used, wherever that house had access to. But 2 floor joists yelling help with exclamation points. So I see you between Chuck and I, if it happens in a crawl space, we've seen it. But there are things like that that are going on. We're happy to go under there. We'll let you know. And the first thing I'm saying to this homeowner was, your house is crying for help, dude. Let's get this house taken care of before it's big money.
Well, don't forget to give us a call at 955-9415. That's our hotline for any problems in your house. We will get you a solution. Let's go over to Bob over in Hampton.
Hello, everybody. My question is, are ridge vents suitable, applicable to just about any type of A-frame roof? The reason why I ask is I have a very old structure. It was built in probably the 1930s. It's a brick structure. It's about 3 stories high. It initially had the slate tiles for roofing. Right now it does have asphalt shingles up there. But there appears to be no ventilation for this roof. So I was curious as to whether the ridge vent can be used. Right now, to my understanding, some of these old structures may have provided breathing for the structure going up the walls that I'm not aware of. So I was hoping maybe you all might be able to help me out.
Yeah. So tell me again, how old is the house?
Um, it's technically it is a large brick structure. It's not a house. It's more of a church, and it's like I said, about 3, almost really 4 stories in height.
Did you say Hampton?
Yeah.
Are you in the Width area?
Yes, very close. Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So it's old. It's older.
Yeah. So you wouldn't happen to know if you have a hip roof, do you? You said, is it a perfectly square house?
It is A-frame, and if it would be hip if I'm familiar with the terminology.
Yeah. So a hip really doesn't have an A-frame to it. It's like a big triangle, a whole bunch of triangles on top of each other or beside each other. So
Okay.
it's there's no real like okay, so you have a normal framed house that's a rectangle. So you got, let's say it's 50 foot long by 25 foot deep, right? So you're looking at the front of the house. So the sides are shorter, right? The right and the left side. And then you have sometimes you'll have gable vents on each side. That's for ventilation. That's like just air ventilation.
No gable. No gable.
Okay.
Like I said, it's really not a house. It's technically speaking, it's a church.
4 stories high.
It's approximately 3 floors, that's for sure, and a very tall ceiling. So that's why I just roughly said about 4 stories.
So you really don't have a lot of choices there, because the ridge vent is really designed to go along the top of the house. I wish Justin was here to give you some more explanation. I can definitely have Justin give you a call to kind of clarify some stuff, or maybe come out and give you a free inspection to kind of take a look at it. But the goal with your question is ventilation, which is really what I want to focus on, which I think can help the most amount of people. The ventilation, yours, I'm saying maybe a little bit more specific. We need to get there, but the goal of this show is to kind of help as many people as we possibly can with information about their house and fixing their houses. And so yours, we might just have to be hands-on and kind of look, and because you have a special situation there, because it doesn't sound like it's a normal a normal house. But the ventilation is probably one of the more important things in the house. You have I was talking about a rectangular house. See, the longest part of the house, you're looking at the front door. That's typically the longest part of the house. And if you look up to where the roof line starts, you'll have an opening there that's called a soffit. And that soffit is where air, even though it's hot, humid air at 100 degrees outside, that hot, humid air goes into those vents in the soffit and then goes up to what you were talking about, the ridge vent, which goes across the top of the roof. So what happens is that hot air goes up and cools down the back of the shingles of the house. Now, you might say, well, how's 100 degree, 90% humid air cool down a roof? Well, it's got the sun beating down on the top of it, right? So it does actually, even though it's hot air glowing up the back of the shingle, it actually still, the science does allow us to cool down that shingle. So a lot of people you'll see those things called whirly birds, not to be confused with whirly bird. That's my last name. If everybody didn't get that, that's my last name. So it's just spelled differently, right? So, and then you got the vent. The vents that are like, you'll have 10 vents across the front or back of the house, these little metal boxes, which just has holes in the roof and metal vent over top of it. Those work. The problem is they only work in the 2x4 rafter section that they're in. So that means every other one that doesn't have that vent, it's not cooling down the back of the shingles. And then on the soffit side, a lot of times you'll have like these little round holes cut into the soffit every 10 feet. Well, the problem is that's great for the 2 holes that you put in, but the 10 feet rafters in between the 10 foot, there's no venting. So that's why typically we'll see so many houses over, they're just overheating, and they're 120, 130, 180 200 degrees up in their attic, which we work in, so we don't like that.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We don't like that. I mean, I'm a chubby guy, so I sweat when I get in attics, but I really sweat in 200 degree attics, 180 degree attics. So the goal of ventilating an attic space is actually, if you ventilate it right, the shingles will last the 30 years that they're supposed to last. When you don't ventilate, it will cause the shingles to fail early. And then it overheats your house, right? So now my air conditioner has to work twice as hard as it would as if the ventilation was out. It's kind of like it's kind of like heating your house with the windows open. I mean, it's really gonna be hard to catch up.
Yeah.
Right.
It's that hot.
I do follow you.
Yeah. So I would definitely probably get Justin out there. I can have him call you tomorrow and go out and look and kind of see if we can help you. It sounds like you got a specific situation there. It's going to be hard to explain over the phone.
Yeah, it is. No, I appreciate it. I'll definitely.
No, I appreciate you calling in. You got a trivia? You got an answer to one of the trivias?
I didn't hear them initially. The only one I did hear was the landing. I'm just going to guess, and that's all it is. 72.
You were close. You were close. No, almost. You were right in the area. Yeah.
Okay.
Look, so it looks like we got another caller. Thanks for calling in, Bob. We really do appreciate it. Mr. Wayne in Virginia Beach.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
We are doing well, Mr. Wayne. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I was just wondering, I guess Sindi is in there?
Yep, here I am. You'll never forget me.
Well, that's my sister's name is Sindi. That's how I know.
Oh, well, there you go. So you know I'm great.
Well, listen, what geographical areas do you cover?
Oh, so are you ready for this? I'll go all the way up past Richmond. I'll go down to the Carolina border. We'll go out past Petersburg, and I go up past Matthews and past Saluda.
Oh my goodness!
I'll cover you, buddy. I'll cover you.
Well.
So it looks like you're in Virginia Beach.
Yeah, I'm in Virginia Beach, but I also have a house in Norfolk. So I was just, I have two houses. I need about the insect thing, just to kind of get an estimate and everything.
What are you running into insect wise?
Well, it's just the company I've had. They've gotten so big in the last I want to say 3 or 4 years, and it's almost like they can't get their billing straight, and it's just a real cluster, to be honest with you. So I'm going to start looking. I'm looking for somebody to replace them, for both houses,
So Wayne, let me tell you this. So if it's pest control we're talking about, I have a daughter-in-law. Her name is Tori. She's married to my number two son, Stephen, who is an electrician. But anyways, Tori does my pest control. Here's the thing. If she goes to your house, you may not keep her. Everybody wants to keep Tori, but she's not allowed to be kept because my son looks for her every evening. So she's great. She does a really good, thorough job. You will be thrilled with her, with the way what she does, again, how she will treat you as a person, and finding out what your issues are and what you need to have addressed and that sort of thing, to actually find out what the problem is and really fix it for you, because that's the number one thing we want to do. I want to do for my people, and I don't consider you customers or anything like that. You're my people. And so once you're my people, I take care of you in any way possible. That's my number one thing, is my people, taking care of them and giving them what they want, what they need.
And what else do you do?
So we do anything that has to do with your house, as far as termites, fungus. We do, we can do get under structure repairs done. We can do a moisture barrier. I can do inspections for real estate, buying or selling of a home, pest control. We do rodents. We do stinging insects. We do hornets. Any critter that's after your house, will come get it. I'm a West Virginia kind of gal, so I'm not afraid of it. So if you got it going on, I can come get it for you.
Oh, great. Do you have a website?
I do. And it's going to be www.alphapestsolutions.net.
Okay, Alpha Pest. That's what I wanted. Okay,
Right.
thank you, Sue, very much.
My pleasure.
Well, thank you. I want to remind everybody of all the sponsors on the show. We got Justin at Pyramid Roofing, Mike Davenport with CVP Custom Vinyl Products, Windows, Tommy Hines, the Perfect Home Remedy guy, Albin with Albin Co., and then, of course, me, Chuck Worley with Worley's Home Services. We do HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and crawl space encapsulations, insulation, spray foam. And then, of course, we got Miss Sindi, who's been great on the show tonight. Thanks for all the bug questions and rodent questions. And weren't sure what that guy was doing in Gloucester with the thing. I don't know. But we're going to find out because we're going to search out the plastic bag full of.
Well, one thing I want to say real quick about Chuck doing encapsulating a crawl space. I am a company that will come behind Chuck and put you under warranty for termites and fungus. A lot of companies are, they don't want to touch that kind of thing once a crawl space is encapsulated. If Chuck has done that for you, I'll stand up behind him and guarantee it.
Yeah, it's just a education thing with most inspection, pest control, because we pull permits on every single job. Everything's done up to state code. So some people can argue, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. I say, I do what the city tells me to do. So we pull 10 to 15 permits a day. So I am pretty clear and up to code. And every city's a little bit different, but the state is the same, right?
You got a company not pulling permits, people, you're going to get some problems down the road.
So, well, thanks again for joining the 757 House Whisperer show. We had a great time with Sindi and I, and make sure you keep tuning in every week. So thank you.
Thank you.
The preceding program was sponsored and paid for by Worley Home Services, who's entirely responsible for its content.